Hey guys, I'm here today to do my September wrap up. I read a total of 9 books this month, which I was really excited about. I was hoping to read a couple more, but I'm still happy with 9 because I was kind of having this really stressful month of so many different things I was like trying to read in the month because I had goals. I had book club books to read, books that just came out, books that I set for myself to read, and I was just like set myself an overwhelming amount of books that I just knew I wasn't going to get to, and I accepted it about halfway through, and I got to a point where I was happy enough to be at, but I was still so stressed. And now that like for October I'm kind of like de-stressed. Like I feel like I'm going to be able to read Passenger this month, and I'm kind of really excited. I'm so excited to try and read some really awesome books, because it's not that I was like that the books that I read were books I didn't want to read. It's just that there's just set times you want to try and get things done, and it's always fun to challenge yourself. But anyway, I'm excited to show you what I read. So the first 2 books that I read were Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I finally finished this trilogy. I read Shadow and Bone so long ago, and I was just like, I gotta read these. They've been sitting on my shelf for ages, so I was very happy to finally finish the trilogy, see where the series went. It was very good overall. I liked Rolene, Mal. I really liked the introduction of Nick. He was a great character. I had so much fun with him, seeing where everyone went. There's so many more powers in the Darkling Man. I love him so much. I just got to see so much of him in this book, and I was so excited and so happy. And I can't wait because I really want to read Six of Crows in the future at some point. So hopefully I'll get to those and keep going with this series, world, and everything. It's great. The next book I read was Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, and again, Cinder I read last year at some point, and I just never picked up the rest of the series. I had them, I owned them. Like, I got this for Christmas, so I haven't only just read it this month. But I really like the story. Scarlet and Wolf are great characters. I think Wolf is my favourite boy. He's bae. I love him so much, and he's so adorable. I love him so much. And just, I really like this too, that there's so many point of views in this book. Like, I thought it was going to be a companion series where it just went from one character to another, and like we weren't going to see much of Cinder, and then we wouldn't see much of Scarlet, and then we wouldn't see much of Cress. But there's so many point of views in this, and I really enjoy how it's written. And I definitely think as you read these books, they just keep getting better and better, and it's just like, yes, everything's amazing. Then I read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, and I'm really excited to have finally read this because the movie's coming out. Like, I mean, it's out. I'm pretty sure it's out now, and it's actually not coming out in the cinema for me until next week, but I'm kind of doubting I'm going to be able to see it because I am actually going away to Sydney next weekend for the Book Expo Australia, which is very exciting for me. I'm just so pumped. I haven't actually really talked about it that much on my channel because I wasn't entirely sure that I was actually going, so now I know, and I'm just so excited. There's going to be so many authors there, like Jay Kristoff's going to be there, and I don't know if I can handle myself because I love him. His writing is amazing, and I just can't wait to meet all these people and see all the books and just everything. But I don't know now because my cinema only has movies for a week and then they go away, so I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to see the movie now, and it's really upsetting me because I read this. I was just like, I've got to read it, get it done, and then like I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see the film, and I'm like, But oh well, I still really like this story. This book was definitely overhyped for me though. Like, I enjoyed it, and it's a really unique story, but it's just, it was a bit slow and a bit kind of like some points I wasn't really caring about what was happening, but I'm sure the next 2 books are going to be really enjoyable, and I can't wait to read them. I came back to the series by reading Cress, also by Marissa Meyer if you didn't know, and I really enjoyed this, and this is a massive freaking book. It took me a while to get through this. That is the reason why this month I didn't read as much as I hoped, because this book took me a little while to get through because it's like 550 pages. That's a lot. But I liked where the story went. I really liked the introduction of Cress. She's so adorably sweet, and I just love her. She's got the fiercest hair. It's so long. And then she lost it. But I really liked her. She's so much fun, and having Captain Thorne in all his glory, it's all great. Just loving everything that's happening at the moment. Then the next book I read was Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. This book messed me up completely. Like, it took me like over a week to read that. Another reason, this book, every time I read her books, they take me a week to 2 weeks to read because they're so dense, and I don't mean that as a bad thing. It's just there's so much to take in, and you got to read it slowly because you'll miss things if you don't. But seriously, this book like actually killed me. I can't even. I need the next book like now because everything is just, I can't. I also filmed a book review for this book, so I don't go into a really long explanation of how amazing this was in this video. So I'll link that down below for you guys to check out. Then I read An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and this book was great as well. I feel like this was kind of an overhyped book as well. Not that I didn't enjoy it, I really did. It's just, I was really bracing for that whole kind of feel in the book, and it didn't happen, and that kind of upset me a bit, but I still enjoyed the story. I also have a book review for this as well that I'll link down below for you to check out more of my thoughts. This was also the book of the month for the Court of Books and Readers, and they're on Instagram and Goodreads, and I'll link that book group down below because they have such beautiful photos and books they choose to read, and it's so great, and I just love it. And then I read Golden by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this book I enjoyed, but I kind of feel like I've totally forgotten what it's about. Like, I know it's about a girl called Lizzie, and she has the power of seeing auras, and she's trying to act normal in her school, but it seems like it's very a tropey, cliched book, because it's always the girl who's trying to hide her powers, and then she's going to school, and then someone finds out, and then something else happens, and then some dude is trying to do so then there's a really evil guy, and then he's messing everything up, and then it just seems like very anticlimactic in the end. I've read so many books like this, and I'm just glad this one was this thin. It was only 250 pages, and I actually read this all in the one sitting, because I was like, you gotta read some more, Abby. Get that done. But it's not very memorable, and like, I enjoyed it. It's just that aspect of it being so similar to like every other type of book out there. And finally, I ended the month with reading Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Allardyce. Your name's hard to pronounce, but oh my god. This was just like the best thing ever. I thought this was such an adorable, quick, easy read. I mean, it's about there's a few issues in this that are really like that are sad. It's not a really fluffy like book about love and all this stuff and being all like, yes, we love each other. Like, there's some issues in this book that are really like sometimes they're really sad, but I did enjoy this, and it's a very quick read because it's such short chapters, and I was legit reading it like, and I got to the end and just everything in my life was perfect, and I just love that I finally got to reading this book. I've been wanting to read it for the longest time, and I bought it like a year ago, but shit just kept getting in the way, and I just didn't have a chance to read it, and it was making me really sad. But I'm glad that I have read it now, and it's just, I can finally experience the wonderfulness of this book with everyone else. So these are all the books that I read this month. I think it's an okay pile. I mean, I'm okay with having read this much. Like, I wish I read more, but it's still better than last month when I read like 7 or something, maybe 8. I think I read 8 last month, but still, I enjoyed all these books pretty well, and they're all good. And I read my 2 TBR books again at the end of the month because I suck at everything. I'm hoping that for the next month I will actually read them sort of closer to the beginning, because I have a lot of stuff that I need to read at the end of the month because they don't come out until then, and it's like, what? But I'm very excited that I did end up reading these books, and I was just like, this was the one goal. I was just like, you have to reach that goal, Abby. And I did an amazing job this month because I only bought 3 books and I read 9. Yes! 6 upped it. Second month in a row that I have bought. I think it's maybe second or third month that I've bought more or less than what I had. So the books that I bought this month were An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson in hardback, and then I decided to buy the first book again in hardback, The Kiss of Deception. And what's really fun is it's not here. I'm at the same time from Book Depository, and the first one, the second book turned up last week, and this one, The Kiss of Deception, still hasn't turned up. So I think it's been lost in the mail. So I've only got 2 of my books here that I bought this month, and it's annoying me. So I'm gonna have to email them and be like, where's my book? I really desperately need to do that, but I'm still happy with what I did this month. And now on to my new TBR books. I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna, I seriously have had pretty good months at the moment of picking books that I actually do want to read. I keep saying that. I want to read all my books, but there's some that are just more pressing than others. So let's see what I get. Okay, there's seriously so many like less in this thing though, because I keep reading the books and I'm like, oh, I keep pulling out books that I've already read. What is that even about? Okay, so the first one is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I already read that. Okay, next one, Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick. Okay, that's gonna be a scary book for October, Halloween, mate. It's destined. That was destined. I just feel like it's gonna be kind of like scary cabin fever feel to it, but let's try this one. Hopefully it's one I haven't read already. Illusions of Fate by Kristen White. Okay, 2 pretty good sounding books. I am excited. I am happy, and I can get rid of Scarlet, chuck that off. But anyway guys, I hope you'd enjoyed my wrap up for the month. I'm very excited with what I read. I'm very excited for what I'll be reading next month, and I can't wait. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!